Do you find starting a DnB track easy, but actually finishing a nightmare? That's where most producers hit a wall and give up. After 2 decades of producing, I've built systems using simple tools that crushes that barrier. So in this video, I'm sharing 8 of my strongest tips so you can finally stop abandoning projects and actually get music finished. This first point is the #1 challenge that any creative person has. If there's any single point you should take away from this video, it should be this one. Also, for those of us that really struggle with focus, the last tip in this video is an absolute game changer. I'm about to do something truly mortifying. I'm going to play you a track I recorded years ago. One I've never shared publicly, mostly to avoid sounding like a creepy weirdo. But if you've ever worried your tracks aren't good enough, you'll want to hear this. So here it is. This is one of the very first things I recorded into a DAW. This was back in 2003 using a broken gaming headset and a cracked copy of Cubase. No, I have to stop it. I have to stop it. Oh my God, that actually happened. But that was just my first step in making music using a computer. Over the years, I've made around 250 tracks total, and these days my productions sound more like this. That was 20 years progress, but don't panic. I'm here so you don't have to suffer through 2 decades of dodgy headset demos. So that's why I'm showing you this. I want to give you permission to be a little bit shit. Give yourself that permission too. It doesn't matter if your tune is a masterpiece. That's totally allowed. It's actually so goddamn liberating when you don't feel like you have to make something amazing. You don't need to be a genius from day one. What matters is that you don't use that as a reason to judge yourself harshly or to stop. You can only practice and get good if you can actually finish your tracks. You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. It can be painful to do this step, but our next point will help you reframe how you think about this to make things way easier. Think back to when you were a kid with crayons. You'd scribble on scraps of paper, splash paint around, and proudly draw your family as stick figures with massive heads, and you didn't care if it was good. You were just playing. At some point, though, most of us stop drawing because we start judging the results. Suddenly it's not, look, I made a thing. It's, oh God, this doesn't look like a horse at all. That's when the fun dies. Music works the same way. The more we obsess over whether it's good, the faster you'll strangle the joy out of it. So how do we avoid that? Treat music the way you treated those crayons. Mess about, make noise, gamify it. Set silly little challenges. Push buttons just to see what happens. Ask yourself, what could I do to make this more fun? Your tracks don't have to be works of art, they just need to exist. Adopt that childlike attitude to play and experiment freely, and you'll stop getting paralyzed by your own cruel judgment. I've probably spent more of my life listening to unfinished 8-bar loops than I've spent exercising, sleeping properly, or phoning my mum, and it's exactly why so many of my tracks used to stall. I'd sit there replaying the same section, checking the bass, nudging the snare, convincing myself the hi-hats might need just one more tweak, and hours disappear like that. You know deep down your track isn't moving forward, but you can't quite stop hitting play. Or maybe I just can't. This could be a total self-burn. So here's the trick. Set yourself a hard limit. 2 listens, then make a decision. Or 2 minutes on review and then move on. Once you take away the option to keep checking endlessly, you force yourself to commit, and you can keep the momentum of writing going. Modern producers don't suffer from a lack of ideas. We drown in them. Tutorials, sample packs, plugins, production techniques. The information overload is like trying to sip water politely while a fire hose blasts you in the face. Neuroscience has a neat term for the fix: wakeful resting. Basically, when you give your brain space to wander without a goal, it starts sorting and pattern matching in the background. A bit like how it processes memories during sleep. It's in those empty moments that connections form and ideas click. So how do you get more of that? Easy. Build in some unstructured thinking time. Go for a walk with no headphones, just raw dogging reality. Take a shower. Sit in the bath. Do something pointless and unplugged. Give yourself 15 to 20 minutes where you're not forcing ideas, and you'll be shocked at how often the best ideas sneak up on you. There's one habit that every successful CEO, athlete, and creative professional has in common that most home producers ignore. And it's one of the top reasons those tracks just don't get finished quick enough. The good news is that the fix is simple, if not a bit unsexy. Think about it. A CEO doesn't hope they'll squeeze in a board meeting between tweeting about Mars colonies and suing their employees. They block it out. It's in the diary, color-coded, maybe even with pastries. Meanwhile, most amateur producers treat making music like spotting a rare bird. You sort of just wait around and hope it appears. No wonder the DAW gathers dust. So here's the fix. Treat your studio time like an important meeting. Book it in. Stick it in your phone or your diary or whatever. You wouldn't stand up your mate at the pub, so don't ghost your project either. Even an hour a week is better than nothing, because once it's in the itinerary, it's a promise you've made to yourself. The reason so many producers never finish tracks and never get signed, never release and never move forwards isn't a lack of talent or inspiration. It's something much sneakier that slips into your workflow and kills your momentum before you even notice. Distraction doesn't kick the door down, it just taps you lightly on the shoulder with a quick Google. You go in looking for a shortcut or tutorial, 10 minutes later you're reading a blog about reverb tails, and before you know it, your track's collecting dust. So how do we fix this? Make distraction physically difficult. Clear your desk of clutter. Don't produce with 20 tabs open. This is a big one. Put your phone in another room, ideally on another floor, or if you're really serious, another postcode. The harder it is to reach, the easier it is to stay in flow. Tutorials, sales pages, notifications, it can all wait, but your track can't. Most producers think the longer they sit in front of the DAW, the more productive they'll be. In reality, the opposite is true. The longer you grind away, the more of your focus nosedives and the slower everything gets. There are two things that really fixed this for me. Step one was setting strict work windows. 45 minutes of deep work and 15 minutes off. It sounds like a constraint, but it's actually the opposite. It keeps your brain sharp during the countdown, and the amount of work feels less overwhelming. I have a little device that helps me with the first point. And no, Derek, it's not a herb grinder. This is a dedicated desk timer. It counts down my work window so I can stay focused without touching my phone. I can see the timer at all times, which seriously helps. The second powerful part of this tip is to use those 15-minute breaks as rewards. Get a cup of tea, scroll aimlessly for a bit, stare out of the window like a Victorian poet, whatever floats your boat. The point is, when you work in focused sprints and reward yourself in the breaks, your productivity shoots up without ever feeling like you're chained to the desk. One of the biggest killers of progress for home producers is that we're totally alone. No bandmates waiting, no deadlines, no boss breathing down your neck. And without that accountability, it's way too easy to just drift. Tracks unfinished, sessions wasted. I realised years ago that my best work always happened when someone else was relying on me. In an office with colleagues watching, suddenly I was focused. But producing at home, nobody's there, nobody cares, and my focus used to collapse. It's like going to the gym without a trainer. You can just sit on the machines, scroll your phone, and leave without breaking a sweat. Luckily, there are ways to hack this. The free option is to stream your sessions. Terrifying, yes, but brilliant for accountability. If you don't fancy going fully public, you can join a small Discord group where you and other producers can stream for each other. Or if you want to go to the next level, try body doubling. Sites like flown.com or flow.club put you in a Zoom call with others, all working silently. It sounds odd, but it turns a solo grind into a group effort. And suddenly, you're all accountable to each other, which makes focus way easier. These tips are all what keep me moving in a world of easy distractions and information overload. But productivity really only helps if you already know the tools of the trade you want to use to make your tracks. If you're still looking for that main synth workhorse that can power your DnB tunes, then click this video where I rank 8 of the best options on the market today.